with those three, if they're all fit and available, do you see Tom Lynagh starting the first test against New Zealand in Auckland? Is it clear to you that he's potentially the number one pick out of those three, or is there someone else?
Yeah, probably at the moment, I think, because he backed him early for that Lion series, which I thought he did really well in, and did a great job. Stood up in a position that we really needed him in. But then he had one bad game in South Africa, and it was just like Argentina. Townsville again, Argentina. And it was like, oh, he's forgotten how to play rugby, right, who's next? It's like, give him time. Yeah. He's going to learn. And
that wasn't the Wallabies' approach, but I think externally there was a lot of criticism.
Yes.
That they picked Tom over James, despite James's wonderful starting performances in South Africa, but then also on the back of what Tom produced in Townsville, there was a lot of criticism, which brings us back to that point of like...
I think the only hesitation they'd have on Tom at the moment is the consistent head knocks. I know he was cleared, but, whether that's going to consistently be an issue, and then how you manage the bench, sort of keeping that in the back of your mind. But, again, you've got Tane and Ben Donaldson there, chomping at the bit for an opportunity. So, it's a good position to be in, having a group of young players that you don't really know. We couldn't really pick who the 10's going to be at the moment. Joe would know, but it's going to be a lot harder than managing who, if any, get a spot on the bench as well.
I'd like to see Tane started again. I think it's it's a shame. I think we've all agreed that it would be great to have James on the bench, but it'd be tough to come in for a game for a start and then get dropped, and that's a bit of a storyline. Then you set up, you've got to perform in one game or you're out, because that's kind of what we're saying.
Even if Tom's available and it appeared that Tom was at least the front runner prior to Tane being selected. Yeah,
I'd go Tane again, and I think Tom would be a natural fit onto the bench. If he's all cleared of all the things that is, I think it'd be nice to see Tane get a good another go at it. What I really liked about Tane's performance, he was very vocal in behind, and I think the Wallaby 10 at the moment isn't the guy that's doing the steps and doing the chips to himself. He's actually largely a facilitator. Now you've got a sorry, I've gone blank, but Jake Gordon, who's going to be fit, ready. Yep. Tate's been looking fantastic. So a lot of the Wallaby play actually comes from the 9 in the shape that they run. You see them going down the 15s a lot back, trying to keep the tempo of the game up. And the 10's actually out at the back of that, communicating really well. And I'm seeing Tane do a bit of that. Now, I'm not a 10, and, Nick would know much more, and Bernard Foley and all these guys that we get to have on this show that would know much more around what he would be doing in behind the scenes. But we see some big errors, and they look like big errors, but that's not the whole piece of what he's doing. There might have been some really, and from what I saw, there was some really nice little things. That little 50-22 that he cuts back down the edge, that's good vision. And even after a couple of mistakes, good confidence to be able to pull the trigger on that. So I like that. I like that as a former captain, seeing a 10 step up and go, nah, I saw that, and I'm going to bang, I'm going to hit it. So it shows that, okay, well, he's made a couple of mistakes, that's good, but he's still able to stay in the game. And, it's like, I go back to that point, the 10 is a, position that we love to be really acidic on.